Hey guys, this is Phil from TheCage.com. What we have today is iPad Pro. So without further ado, let's drop right into it. The first thing that we notice is that the box is really slim. As the Apple has the headlining from the Apple iPad Pro, they say it's really thin. And I guess the packaging is intended to show how thin it is. So on the back, we say the little marking here that says 32 gigs at Wi-Fi. There are three variants: 32 gigabytes of Wi-Fi, 128 gigabytes of Wi-Fi, and 128 gigabytes with the LTE cellular data modem built inside. There are only three variants, and you don't have the space storage with the middle. And if you want LTE connectivity, you'll have to stick with the largest variant of three, the 128 gigabytes. The packaging is really big whilst being slim, as I just said. And this is by no chance a cheap device from Apple. They are retailing at $799 and 128 gigabytes for $949. And if you want an LTE iteration on top of that, you'll have to pay $1079. Of course, that's without the taxes. So if you're residing in the region with the consumption taxes, then you'll have to pay even more than that. Of course, the biggest point with the iPad Pro is that it now has native support for the pen. They don't call it the pen, thus because the Apple hated the stylus or styly. But they named the Apple Pencil. Ours is coming next week, so we don't have it right now. But as soon as we get one, we'll show you how it works. So here's the iPad Pro. It's a really gigantic device at 12.9 inches, but it has a whopping pixels of a 2848 by 2732. That's really a lot of pixels. Apple claims that it's a 5 million pixels residing within that big screen. There's a little thing over here, possibly the warranty card and the manuals inside. No Apple stickers. Anyway, and here's a lightning cable. This is actually with the circle formation. That's a really nice way to put it. So here's a lightning cable along with the standard USB port. I'm not exactly getting the Apple standard on the USB ports though. All their mobile devices are sticking with the lightning cable, which we think should be replaced with the USB Type-C, but they're not. So here's a charger. Does that have a larger? Okay, it's got a 12 watts of the charger here. So here's a charger. We know what Apple charger looks like, so let's dive right into the iPad Pro. It's really big, but it's really light. It's slightly heavier than 700 grams. So with the colors, there are three colors available. We got the space gray. Whoa. We didn't really want to have an iPad Pro that is a bigger, that would look bigger with the brighter colors. Like the white color is an expanding color, so it's gonna look even bigger. So here's the iPad Pro. It's actually really nice. It's beautiful. Wow. So here we go. We're gonna power this guy on, because usually the initial boot takes a very long time. So this is 12.9 inches with the Touch ID enabled home key on the bottom and the volume rocker on top there, and possibly the secondary microphone, power key, and speaker. There are a pair of speakers on the right side and the left, the bottom two. The reason why I said left and right is because they recognize how you're holding your iPad Pro, and if according to the way that you're holding these guys, they switch the speakers to the way they would fit to your likings. So there are four-way speaker that Apple was really proud of. So there's that, and there's 9 megapixel camera, 8 megapixel camera with a microphone and the Apple logo on the back, iPad logo. This is just a boosted up typical iPad, except for this little port here. That is a magnetic port that transfers data, so you can connect with your smart keyboard cover or any other compatible one, including the Logitech has announced one. So if you're willing to attach a keyboard on this productivity position device, you were very welcome to do that through that. So here's a little scale over here to check how it is. This is a Wi-Fi iteration. Whoops. This is a Wi-Fi iteration, so the LTE one is going to weigh a little heavier than that. That's ranging at 720 grams there. 22 grams. LTE one is going to take a little bit more weight inside there. So here is the iPad Pro compared to the MacBook here. So this is a 2015 MacBook without any Air or Pro. So here's a MacBook. It's even bigger than the MacBook. Well, to be honest, MacBook is a really slim and small laptop, so maybe that's a bit unfair. Maybe a better comparison to deal with is probably this one. This is the Microsoft Surface Pro 3. This is not the latest one, but still a very good and solid. We really like this tablet. So here we go with the 12-inch Surface Pro 3 and the 12.9-inch of the iPad Pro. So even bigger than the full-size PC Surface Pro 3. So you know how big it is. You can attach a smart keyboard cover on there, and you can even use the shortcuts via the keyboard. It seems like Apple has done a lot of researches on how people use that. Of course, the biggest one here would be the pencil that we would love to see. So we're going to choose that to far down below. There should be United States there, and we're going to choose the Wi-Fi network. Type in the password. Oh, they got the 5-row keyboard. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7, 8. And there we go. So they have a bigger keyboard, and they say it's got an A9X processor, which is 1.8 times faster as a CPU than the iPad Air 2, which was their latest one before this, and 2 times faster of a GPU than the iPad Air 2. So this A9X is running a dual core, but still it's really a beast inside this gigantic tablet PC here. Okay, it's not allowing us to choose the options. We're just gonna set one. So here we have set the password. We're not gonna store any. We're gonna set up as new iPad. This is typical. This is a typical iOS setup screen that we all know, and it seems like it's just another boosted iPad here. So it's got 4 gigs of RAM and 32 and 128 gigabytes of storage that we just said. And there are actually a lot of settings that we have to go through. And it's got a gigantic battery as well. It's got 10,307 milliamps of battery built inside. Apple claims that you can use this longer than 10 hours with a single charge, which is even longer than the Surface Pro 3, which is ported at 9 hours of the usage at the single battery charge. So here we are with the iPad Pro. God, it's really ginormous, and they're still keeping this icon layout here. So here we go. The screen looks really beautiful. They were really proud of the screen, and we can't really say no to that. The screen looks amazing here. So we're gonna turn that off and turn the auto brightness off. And wow, the screen is definitely amazing. So here we go with the iOS enabled. There were a lot of people who were asking for OS X to be built inside this ginormous tablet, but iOS could be enough for a productivity reasons or not. We'll have to find that out. We really like the iPads overall, but the iPad Pro at this ginormous size is still questionable. So we'll have to use it and get the answers to you as soon as we're done with it. So we'll get back with the review very soon. Until then, this is the iPad Pro. That doesn't fit on our camera. Until then, we'll get back very soon. Stay tuned. We got a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. Stay focused. We got another family channel under KGView. Subscribe there too. Until then, here's the iPad Pro.